What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and as soon as Amazon announced their Lord of the Rings of Power series, and we started to hear more about this, more about the details, the direction that they were headed, it was obvious what the result would be, that they were focusing far more on diversity and representation than doing a proper adaptation of the source material, that they were focused on virtue signaling and identity politics instead of doing something true to the lore of Tolkien, and we have seen that play out over the last several months. And we knew what the websites would do. We knew what the media would do. They were going to defend Amazon and what they're doing, and they were going to attack fans. If you don't like this, you're a bigot. If you don't like this, you're an ist, you're a phobe, whatever. We've seen it time and time again. But one website who has been doing this for years at this point is the OneRing.net. This is a website we've talked about several times who have decided that they want to bastardize the lore of Tolkien, that they're okay with this. They will be the puppet arm for Amazon to attack the fans as long as they get to keep their access, as long as they get to talk to people involved with the show, as long as they get to do watch parties at the premiere of the trailer, because that's what so many of these people want. They want to keep that access, and they will do anything and everything they can to keep it. Well, now the OneRing.net is in some hot water yet again for this post that they made, because as much as they say we love and respect diversity, we love black people so much, look at this post. A lot of people are calling them out for what they did to one of the actors in Amazon's Lord of the Rings. Look at this post. This is fucking hilarious. Thankful for the incredibly talented actors who are bringing Middle-earth's second age to life. Like all the Lord of the Ring and Hobbit actors before, they are the next big stars who bring their best to Tolkien's legendarium. Happy that these looks came during hashtag Black History Month. That is one of the cringiest virtue signals I've ever seen in my life. Hey guys, just so you know, on the last day of February, we love black people. Okay, we get it, OneRing.net. It's all good. Everyone understands the virtue signal. Now, we've talked about these pictures before. We've talked about the black elf. We've talked about why that does not make any sense. We've, of course, talked about the black female beardless dwarf and how this makes absolutely zero sense. But then they threw a surprise picture in there. And it's this one of Lenny Henry, who we've known for a while is going to be playing a Harfoot, a black Harfoot, who were the precursors to hobbits. Now, this looks weird. And when you look at the eyes, when you look at the head, it just doesn't quite make any sense that this is going on. And someone was very quick to point out this. I'm assuming there's no official look at Lenny Henry yet, given that the Photoshop used seems to have his head photoshopped on a studio shot of Martin Freeman as Bilbo. Look at this. You can't make this up. Now, whether they did the Photoshop or not, whether they pulled it from somewhere, it doesn't really matter. The fact that they used a Photoshopped image of Lenny Henry, a black man, and put it onto a white man in order to talk about diversity and representation is absolutely fucking hilarious. And they're getting properly dragged in the comments section for this. Let's look at some of this. Imagine using a fake photo of Sir Lenny Henry, calling it a, quote, first look, and calling him one of the next big stars who brings the best to Tolkien. Your site used to have a clue what it was talking about. What happened? LOL, is it really celebrating Black History Month when you use a photoshopped image of a black man's face on a white man's body? Plus, where is the beard on the dwarf? Come on, most people have worked out how good the show is really going to be. And there's a ton of responses to this, a lot of them roasting them. They're not bringing anything to Tolkien's Legendarium because Amazon's series is not canon, just really expensive fan fiction. And if you listen to the people that are making this, that's what they kind of say too. They agree. They are almost admitting that this isn't canon, that it is fan fiction, which does explain why they're able to do so many things that completely contradict so many other parts of Tolkien lore. Nothing against the casting, but their marketing campaigns have not been the best. I wish I never saw the superfan video that tells me it's all about giving the message rather than give the fans a good story. In context of fantasy and Tolkien spirit, storytelling must go first. Someone else responds, why does the elf not have long hair? Why is the dwarf not bearded? Why is the hobbit just a photoshopped head on Bilbo Baggins? And this is perfect. These people are so out of touch. And like, look at this, doesn't even look good. The fact that they may have thought that this was real, doesn't that show you how out of touch these people are? That you saw this picture with his big ass head and googly eyes on this random pic, like it doesn't make sense in this picture. I'm sure in a different context, it looks like probably a fairly normal picture. But yeah, this Photoshop puts Lenny Henry, a black man, puts his head on Bilbo Baggins. They even darkened up the neck. They darkened up the neck to make sure. They gave Bilbo blackface. That's what they did. And then they're bragging about it as a virtue signal for Black History Month. And we know what Lenny Henry said. We've known the role that he's going to play for quite some time. Actor Lenny Henry confirms radical changes to hobbits in Amazon's Lord of the Rings series. And here's a couple quotes from him. I'm a Harfoot because J.R.R. Tolkien, who is from Birmingham, suddenly there were black hobbits. I'm a black hobbit. It's brilliant. And what's notable about this run of the book, it's a prequel to the age we've seen in films and in the books. It's about the early days of the Shire. The Shire did not exist in the Second Age, and Tolkien's environment. It's the early days of it. So we're an indigenous population of Harfoots. We're hobbits, but we're called Harfoots. And we're multicultural. We're a tribe. We're not a race. So there are black, Asian, brown, even Maori types within it. This is what they're doing to Amazon's Lord of the Rings. Now, to be fair, there were different groups of Harfoots described based on like where they lived, and they were slightly different in appearance, whether it be in height or whether it be in skin tone. And there was one group of them specifically that was described as a darker skin color. Now, most people would agree it's probably more like an olive complexion is what they were describing based on the rest of Lord of the Rings. But despite that, they weren't multicultural. They weren't all together. They were actually separate. But again, they don't care. Amazon doesn't care. And the OneRing.net clearly doesn't care either. They just want to promote it. They want to promote diversity. They want to attack fans on Amazon's behalf. This is fucking hilarious. I can't stop looking at this stupid picture, this stupid Photoshop that they use. Whether they did it or whether they just pulled it off the internet and put that out there without any realization that this is not a look at Lenny Henry's character. This is a bad Photoshop of Bilbo Baggins. You can't make this stuff up, man. What do you think about the OneRing.net's latest faux pas, their latest mistake, their latest thing that they are getting roasted for? Let me know in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.